Hello, my friends. Kaitlyn here, and how do you stop liking your crush? So I noticed recently that I had a fair amount of comments along the lines of getting over your crush, and now I've done several videos on how to get over your ex, but not actually how to get over your crush. And that's just as important as getting out of liking an ex. Maybe you want to stop liking your crush because it's been too long, or it seems unhealthy, or you just see no hope in there actually being a relationship, so why still have a crush on them? So let's get into it. Tip number 1, get a new crush. No, that is not healthy, but honestly, that's kind of how it happens most of the time. At least for me, that's how I would get over crushes, is I would obsess over a guy until the point where I was like, this person doesn't pay any attention to me, so I'd sort of start paying attention to somebody else, and then I would develop a crush on them and kind of leave the other guy in the dust. Teens and their hormones, psh. Really though, developing a crush on someone new is the simplest way to get out of having a crush on someone, but it is the most out of control way. You're not really in control of who you have a crush on. Option number 2 is to take your crush from dream girl or guy to reality. So we see our crush as an idolized version of themselves. So to help you get over a crush, you have to try to notice the reality of them. Maybe they have acne or poor hygiene habits, opinions that you disagree with. Maybe you have very dissimilar interests. Or you start to notice the little things that they do that make you kind of irritated. Now don't tell your crush these things. We're not trying to be mean here. You're just trying to have a more realistic view of them. Now an example from my preteen years is that I had a huge crush on a guy because he was kind to me and he seemed to pay attention to me even though he was a couple years older than I was. But then I started to realize that we didn't have really any interests that were the same. I mean, he really loved golf and I could care less about golf. And he was kind to me because that's just his personality. He was kind to everyone. It wasn't that I was particularly special. And then I was like, you know what? His hairstyle's also kind of weird. So he was not the amazing dream guy that I was spending days and nights pining over. He was just a normal 13-year-old that really liked golf. Now, your third option is one that you're really not gonna like, but it's that time will make you forget. So this is good when you have a really persistent attraction. Now you may have had other crushes or realize that this person is not just a dream person and somehow you're still attracted to them and you still have this just undying crush. So I have experienced this. There was a guy when I was 10 years old, I was so young, that I didn't like. He was just one of my friends and he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I said no, because I liked one of our other friends. Then, probably just within a few months of him asking me, it made me think about it and I was like, oh wait, I do kind of like him. Oh no, what have I done? So then I spent like the next, 8 years having a crush on him. And I had crushes on other people and dated other people, but there was always this little part of me that was like, gosh, I find him really attractive and I don't really know why. No amount of reality or other crushes or even dating other people would make a difference. And so because of that, I wanted to include this idea of having to give things time, and that time will kind of lay things to rest, and it may not necessarily go away, it dissipates. You may be reminded of that crush at various times, like this person got engaged recently and it was like, oh, my heart. It becomes more of this like, oh yeah, I remember what it was like to have a crush on them and that was a nice feeling. So really with very persistent feelings, the only thing you can really give it is time and distance. And not going crazy and trying to crash someone's wedding. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that will kind of get you started on getting over a crush. Obviously there's no real one super answer that you can just like get a shot and be like, yep, totally over that person. So for today's question, why don't you guys tell me what's the longest you've ever had a crush on someone? As you can see, mine has been something like 8 years, 12 years, something like that. A long time. Just unnecessarily long. After telling me that down in the comments, remember to check me out on some other social media sites. Instagram is my favorite, of course. Come hang out with me and my cat and my coloring projects. I hope this video made you smile and I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye!